Recording in
Good day.
progress.
Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, October 8th, the year 2025. It is 10 a.m. We are at the courthouse in Marfa, Texas. This is a regular meeting of the Presidio County Commissioners Court. I'd ask first for our clerk to verify a form.
I'm Judge
President,
Commissioner Christine Juan here, Haifa. Commissioner Christine Margarita Hernandez.
Present.
Commissioner Christine Ortiz. Commissioner Christine Juan David Bibi.
Here.
thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, if we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the
and to the
republic,
republic for which it stands,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I'll move on to public comments. I'd ask that if you do have public comments, if you would please first state your name and where you're from, and we will gladly give you 5 minutes. So, yes.
Robert Davis, Marfa, Salsa Plates resident. I'd like to ask again that the road crew come out to Salsa Plates and fill the potholes. I'm not really sure why it's so different to get them to do that. But this is not an equipment issue. They're coming to pick up some shovels and some tar and some asphalt. So just ask them to come out. Mr. Carrasco seems to think that that's not his job. I was here a few months ago talking about the very same thing. And the roads are in very poor shape again. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Any other public comment? Any other public comments virtually?
I've got a
Anyone?
quick one. It's Blair.
Ms. Park?
I emailed y'all, but just for public comment, I want everyone to know that we did get the SB 22 grant for this next coming year. The agreement's already been signed, so the state should be releasing the funds, but we're very lucky that the state is giving us these funds again this year, which will help pay the salaries of my 2 employees. So that was really all I wanted to announce.
Thank you. Any other comments? We'll move on to our routine agenda items. Agenda item number 1, discuss and take action to approve any budget amendments or line item transfers.
Yes, sir. So I'm gonna have a few of them for fiscal year 25. To the county judges service contract licenses, $61.39 from Fuel. And this is to cover the Zoom invoice for September of 25. To the county district clerk, other services, $135.83 from Fuel to cover IT work to install election software. To the commissioner's budget, FICA, 2 cents from retirement to cover commissioner's FICA costs. Non-departmental service contract licenses, $5.62 from miscellaneous to cover Canon lease payments. And to utilities non-departmental, $287.45 from miscellaneous to cover utilities. JP1 to the salary of the JP, 2 cents from education and travel to cover the JP salary. Other services, $472.50 to cover IT on-site service. To the county attorney's office, salary, 28 cents from the salary secretary to cover the attorney's salary. To the treasurer's office, salary treasurer, 10 cents from FICA to cover the treasurer's salary. Tax assessor, 10 cents. Salary taxes are 10 cents from the salary deputies to cover the tax assessor's salary. To the annex, repairs and maintenance vehicles, $21.35 from other services to cover the vehicle repairs and registration. And the annex utilities, $796.82 from fuel to cover the annex utilities. For the sheriff's office, $165 to the assistant salary from the salary deputies. To the sheriff's FICA, $3,120.78 to cover FICA and retirement costs for payouts and Stone Garden grant employees. The same for retirement, $2,855.62 from the salary deputies. Last one, road and bridge labor, $1,332.25 from the deputies' assistants line to cover the labor employees.
Madam Owner, I have a question about the utilities under non-departmental.
Yes,
What are, if it's non-departmental, what are those utilities for?
I don't have the detail right now with me, Judge.
Okay.
Those don't have them. The bills.
I'm just wondering, you know, because it seems to me like every utility should be in the department.
Most of them are, there's a couple that belong to the non-departmental, but I don't.
It's okay, I mean, it's, I know that
City of Marfa,
it's a water bill problem.
oh, and some electrical.
Yeah,
It
I'm
just,
not sure why
let's
they're,
just try to get a notation and figure out where to
Yeah.
put those, because the non-departmental line is with, you know. In the past has always been a catch-all for everything.
Yep.
And I'd really like to see it more, specified exactly where it's not used to.
yeah, and we're working on those utilities, because we moved up.
Yes, I know there's a lot changing right now.
So
Okay,
that's
thank
one for 25, I do have one for 26. Fiscal year 26, and this is for the tax office. To the salary deputies, the secretaries, $30,420 from the JP2 salary secretary. To cover part-time employee for the tax office position contingent on approval. FICA for the tax office for this new position, $2,327.13. And retirement, $2,476.19. All this from the JP2 secretary line.
And is that in our agenda?
Yes, sir.
So Alicia, Deirdre here. So this is just basic housekeeping from 2025, cleaning up the final budget, right?
Yes, ma'am, and one from 26, that's on the agenda later on.
Correct, and I'm familiar with that. So with that, I move that we approve the line item transfers as presented.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second, and then I'm just gonna say that I'm just gonna echo what Commissioner Beebe said, that that non-departmental budget just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And it starts to get a catch-all, and then we really don't know what's in there, and you know, so. If we could tighten that up,
Yes.
so I have a motion, I have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Right.
And that was line item transfers, nothing budget.
No, sir.
And we'll move on to agenda item number 2, discuss and take action to approve the auditor's monthly report.
Yes, I did email you the report, but it's also on the drive. I email you the jail expense and revenue report for the month of August. And your investment statements. If you have any questions, let me know.
I appreciate you getting that to me. I was able to look through some of it. I didn't get the whole thing this time. But let me ask you, do you think it's realistic to think you're gonna be able to close out the year at the end of October?
No,
No, I'm gonna wait a little longer.
we usually keep it open for 60 to 90 days
Okay,
until we pay out everything that belongs to fiscal year 25.
okay, so. In other words, some of these bills that you receive are like net 30 and they might come in just, okay, I understand.
Yes.
So I need to know. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Motion,
I make a motion that we approve the August monthly report as submitted by Madam Auditor.
I'll second.
motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Agenda item number 3, discuss and take action to approve the treasurer's list of claims and bills.
Beginning balance, general fund checking, it is. For September was $1,391,808.05. The ending balance for September was $1,162,731.30. Everything that came in and was received for the month of September was $387,361.90. Debits and withdrawals that went out from our general fund was $616,438.65. And that was the ending balance of $1,162,731.30. Our savings account at the Marfa National Bank, the beginning balance was $863,190.90. We earned $75.68. And the ending balance is $863,266.62 for September. Payroll for September 12th was $163,138.38. And for September 26th was $165,899.63.
Any discussion on the treasurer's list of claims and bills? Any motions?
Make a motion to approve the treasurer's list of claims and bills as submitted by the treasurer.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then agenda item number 5, go ahead, please.
No, I just said thank you.
Thank you. Discuss and take action to approve the previous commissioners' court minutes, agenda item number 5, Ms. Catania.
You know, I've reviewed both of them and I just want to compliment the clerk for making those much more understandable with a little more information for when we have to go back and research those. So thank you, Madam Clerk.
I'd like to make the motion we approve the minutes, Commissioners Court minutes as submitted for September 10th, 2025, and also for September 24th, 2025.
I'll second it.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second, and that delay on the internet kind of left you in third place.
No worries.
Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Agenda item number 6, updates and reports from Lone Star Strategy Group. Mr. Rodriguez, good morning.
Morning, Judge, morning, Commissioners. I'm gonna move a little closer, that way the Commissioner has to hear. So in your report, you'll find that the Rio Cog Solid Waste Grant Program has been, the application has been sent out last Friday. And that one is for a tire collection event here in Marfa. And the amount is for $9,225. That's what we're asking. Could be more, could be less, right? And then I spoke with Miss Ann Dunlap. I was looking for the Miss Kelly Perez, but I know she is no longer there. I spoke with her and then with Mr. Albert Dominguez. They're happy to work with us. And they'll be ready to, you know, they have a location there at the recycling center. They'll use staff to help with the actual container and all that.
Just a heads up, the experience I had last year with that, just for reference. They have their summer employees, the part-time employees, which are like young kids that are really good at lifting tires. And they usually stop their employment at the end of July. So if you can schedule it for sometime before July 31st, it's helpful because the other kids that work over there is my age. And shouldn't be lifting tires.
Okay, good.
So just a heads up.
Okay, I'll take note of that. And then after that, you know, additional reports, we have cybersecurity. That one, you know, continued implementation for that's the mitigation grant. You'll have another report on there attached. That's from the IT Mark Han with Network Computers. He kind of just updated us with what's been done, what's needed, what are his recommendations. I do want to point out that this grant ends October 31st. And that would be it for cybersecurity as of now. The next thing that's on there is the RLEM, basically a actual sub grant award is ready. That is an agenda item, so that's pretty much what we're waiting on. And then the wildfire defense grant from the USDA, we have not heard back. Awardees have not been announced yet either. And then finally, that HB 3000 ambulance grant, again, you know, we're still kind of a long ways before it opens. But we're gonna set up some meetings with the comptroller, because I know that when I met with Mr. Minsky, he had some questions, and we want to see, you know, what's the input from those municipalities on what the funds can be used for and all. And then I wanted to give you this. There's actually an article, and I thought Commissioner Beebe was on the cover. But there's actually input from Judge Fortino on this article, and it's regarding that HB 3000. I just wanted to bring it to you, see how I could read it. But that's it. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Ramon.
You're welcome. Great.
And that was only an update. Thank you, Ramon.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And we'll move on to our regular agenda item number 7, discussion with action to approve the online education for county commissioners.
Thank you, Judge. So I was talking with TAC regarding this. There are times when it's difficult for county commissioners to make trainings, and they informed me that there are a few commissioners' trainings that are online, but the County of Presidio did not have the necessary order in place for commissioners to be able to do the online training. So this is just housekeeping, folks. We just need to let Commissioners Court review this, and if once approved and signed by the judge and the county clerk, we just submit it so that commissioners can actually get credit for online training.
Sounds like a winner to me. Save some money, get some more training.
Any other discussion? Motions?
I'll make a motion that we adopt the order to approve online education for county commissioners.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank y'all.
You're welcome. Agenda item number 8, discussion with action to approve the short-term management contract with the Presidio County Golf Committee regarding the Presidio County Golf Course and Vizcaíno Park.
So I'm guessing Blair's still online, but I am going to request that we table this. We are not ready to present the short-term management contract. The golf committee is in the process of getting their LLC through the Secretary of State. And though I really feel that we're all moving at record speed, there are things that get in our way. So I will move that we table this, but I believe that Cody Lee Johnson is in the audience, as well as Rosella Rivera may be on Zoom, and they may want to have some comments about it.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Cody Lee. I'm one of the representatives of the Presidio County Golf Committee. Really just wanted to kind of keep you guys abreast of how we've been moving since we were defunded. Luckily for us, we've had a great outpouring of support from the community around here. So in the interim for October right now, we're keeping the golf course open and we're just surviving on volunteers. So myself, I've been up there for 4 days a week. Felipe Cadero has been there for the weekends to take care of the functionality of the pro shop. Mario and a few other people volunteered their time to help take care of the landscaping with the golf course. A big concern for us after we were defunded was the condition of the golf course. And that's a big part, really preserving the golf course for us once we get a short-term management contract with you guys. And was of utmost importance to us because, you know, if we slack off for a couple of weeks at a time, it could potentially detriment the golf course for a long period of time and end up just costing us money on the back end. So we've got things in place. We have a golf tournament on the 25th coming up here soon. It's a 3-man scramble. And I mean, we probably have 30 teams that we're opening up with that. And we probably have a third that are already filled up, which is great. I'm in the process of talking with a digital services company named Eagle Club Systems that specifically works with people with small golf courses, basically to help them with tee time functionality, to updating membership, to having kind of a link tree that would open up to our website, all of our social media apps and that kind of thing, and have a point of sale system all integrated into the same space. So we had a virtual meeting with them 2 days ago. We have a meeting on Friday with them, with myself, Felipe Cordero, and Marcella. Just talk about some of the financial aspects of what that would take to get a specific golf digital services company to help us run the functionality of the golf course. So that's basically our plan within that 6-month time, is to establish the golf course as a modern golf course. So the situation we've been in for the years before, there had been a lot of just cash accounting and things like that. We want our financial income to be incredibly transparent. So, and we also want to really take the golf course from that kind of limited functionality we've had for the last 10 to 15 years or so, and really bring it into 2025. So working with a golf digital services company, I think will help us get there. But yeah, in the interim right now, until we're given a short-term management contract, we're really just surviving on the volunteership of the golf committee. So right now we're at about 58 strong altogether members. And I think probably after this golf tournament, we'll probably be at somewhere close to 75, 80, if I had to guess. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know that every member of the Presidio County Golf Committee has this on our mind throughout the week. This is something that I've been at the golf course myself, physically, just to greet people as they're coming to visit the golf course itself. A lot of the people that we've had to visit besides members over the last couple of weeks have been people from Austin, members of Barton Creek Country Club, a lot of places. So a lot of legitimate golfers, I say, have been coming through, really just trying to greet them, keep them aware of what's going on in our situation, and kind of set them up for once we do get this short-term management proposal taken care of, just to let the golf course flourish. Now, this is a 6-month situation, I guess we're looking at. For the first 3 months, we are going to be in dormant season. So once we take over, ideally after the 22nd, we have November, December, January are going to be dormant season. In that time, we want to put into place a lot of the kind of the projects we've been working on. So have that digital point of sale system in place, have the golf services management company in place, and just kind of help beautify the golf course throughout those dormant months. So by the time we are able to open up for full scale in March, April, May, we have a considerably higher amount of people visiting the golf course. Ideally, throughout the week, we'd like to increase that kind of patronage by 100% throughout the week. And then really our weekends are going to be where we make a considerable amount of our incomes for just specific golfers. But a big part of that over the last couple of years has been you could just walk to the golf course and kind of get on anytime you wanted to. We really want to set up a tee system. So we have specific times that golfers will be golfing, be teeing off and that kind of thing, just to help us manage it a little better. And once we do get to the point, ideally, where we are having, twice the amount of people that are coming to the golf course and that kind of thing, to where it can all be organized a little better. So yeah, we have a meeting on Friday with that golf services company. And then after that, we'll kind of know what we're looking at financially to help take care of some of those things. But in the interim, the golf course is open. It looks just as beautiful as it has over the last couple of years. Mario's been doing a really good job, and all of our volunteers have been doing a really good job of taking care of the course itself. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to say. Just kind of keep you guys aware that we're all plugging away and we're all fighting and we're keeping it together. And I've just been really amazed by the amount of support that we've had from the community here. And that's just not the community in Marfa, that's the community of all the cities in the Tri-County area. We coordinated this tournament to not interfere with any other tournaments that are happening, maybe in Fort Stockton or Pecos or Alpine. So we expect a pretty good amount of people to come out for this one. And hopefully you guys are all coming as well too. Yeah. But we're going to try to really combine the golf course with the membership drive as well too. So really trying to just build up that membership is going to be a big part of that. So if we can have dedicated memberships and somewhere to 75, 80 a month, that really helps us take care of the current costs with the golf course itself. And then whatever auxiliary we're able to raise through donations, and we'll kind of take that as well. So, but yeah, that's really all I have to say. Yeah.
Hey, the one thing I would add, folks, that Cody was quickly to state was that October 25th tournament, as y'all will recall, when we heard from many of the golfers down in Presidio, they talked about all these tournaments that raised money for other organizations. This golf tournament is specifically a fundraiser for our golf course, with all of the proceeds going towards, the utility payments and the needs of the golf course. So I appreciate you doing that Cody, or the committee doing that. Y'all are also having, I believe, on October 13th, kind of a membership meeting to get everyone on the same page, of all the members, which wasn't necessarily in place in the past. So I've made every one of their meetings and they are really working hard at this, folks. So thank you, Cody.
Just add real quickly, guys, if I could add, that meeting, we had a Presidio County Golf Committee meeting on Monday night. We decided at that meeting that we're gonna kind of combine that, the social and the membership drive from the 13th really into the golf tournament. So we're gonna push that membership drive to the 25th and 26th. The first day is really gonna be very centric to the golf tournament. And then that additional day, we're gonna use as kind of a, as a membership driver for that Sunday after that as well. So we're gonna try to corner on that weekend. We did want to wait until we had the official short-term management proposal in place with Presidio, with the Commissioners Court before we decided to do a big membership drive like that. So really, we're going to combine all of that into that big weekend. So that's a big weekend for us, the 25th. And I was piggybacking what Deirdre said. Most of the golf tournaments we have had in the past, and what we plan on having in the future would be community-based. So anybody wants to put together a couple of golf tournaments that benefit the schools for scholarships and things of that nature. This golf course, or this golf tournament for us is really going to be going back into the golf course completely. So we do have plans once we are established to have that same kind of a charity that we're doing with our golf tournaments. We want to have it be a public utility and a public service. But this one specifically is to help raise money for the golf course, and we're gonna keep that for ourselves.
I think the booster club will be out there selling burger meals, right?
Awesome. Yeah, Booster Club. Yeah, we like running with the Booster Club whenever possible as well. So just kind of combining as many aspects of the Marfa, of the citizenship of Marfa into the golf course would be a good thing, I think. So that's our plan. Yeah, we're gonna use that as a big revenue driver that weekend and hopefully get us a good kind of financial standing after that tournament as well. So.
Well, we wish you guys the best of luck. Sounds like you're very busy. So, I heard you wanted to table the motion?
I'm gonna have a quick cut in real quick. There's another option right now if y'all want to. Because right now we're not in a position to enter into the contract today, but we might be, say, in a week or so. So if the commissioners want to right now, you can do the option to authorize someone else to enter into a contract for a contract that will require zero funds to come out of the county's budgets and for whatever, any other material terms that you want to add to it. Or you can table it and wait till the next meeting. So that's up to y'all, but I wanted to make sure that y'all understood or know that you have that other option of pre-authorizing someone else within the county to enter into that contract before the next meeting if you want to. And it can be Deirdre, it can be the judge, it can be me, someone with the county that y'all want and trust, but that's an option.
Well, if that is the option, I would like to jump out there right away, Blair, and offer my services since I'm working so closely with the golf course, because this would allow them, if I'm understanding this right, if you get this done before October 22nd, that would allow the committee to start collecting fees and membership monies?
I mean, the committee can do that regardless of the contract anyways. Nothing we can do can stop them from raising funds and taking in membership cost. So that doesn't have an impact on it. It's just getting into the management contract whereby the county is allowing them to be running the golf course.
Blair, you do understand when I say collecting fees, that means green fees, cart rentals, all that stuff.
Oh, I heard membership fees. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
No, they're doing that through contributions, but they're really wanting to play by whatever rules. So
right, you're correct. Green fees and driving fees are correct. Cart fees don't apply to us because the county doesn't own those carts.
cart storage fees.
Cart storage fees, that's another part of it.
Right.
They technically can't do that until the management contract's in place. So yeah, if like I said, if the commissioners court would like to do it right now, what you can do is pre-authorize Deirdre or whomever to enter into this contract. And what I would like to see the motion state, just for the purpose of the minutes, is that it's pre-authorizing a contract that does not commit the county towards expending any budgetary funds. That way there's at least, that's like the material term, right, of this contract. And that way it's imbued in her authorization, if that makes sense.
So let me have, I have, Ms. Catania wanted to add something.
That's not the agenda item.
Right.
Okay?
Right, but it's relative enough to the agenda item. It's either authorizing the contract, this would be pre-authorizing the contract.
And then I have Ms. Sanchez.
I was gonna say the same thing, it's not part of the agenda item, so I don't think you should be doing it this way.
I think it's close enough to be fine, but y'all do,
I don't see-
like it's
I
y'all
don't
choice.
see- From a functionality standpoint, I don't see any difference in going off the agenda and doing this and not, and just postponing it. I don't see any difference, because we don't have competing entities volunteering to run this place. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna make a motion to postpone this item until next meeting.
And then I'll tell Commissioner and the golf association, I'm not opposed to a special meeting. So if you guys are able to tie up some loose ends and you don't want to wait till the end of the month, I'll make myself available to make sure that we can coordinate.
Thank you. Thank you, Joe, because that's really critical to the committee. I just want to let y'all know they've taken on expenses of electrical, water, internet, telephone, and insurance. And so it's important. I want to see them succeed. So being able to generate revenue is important. So thank you for offering that, Joe.
Okay.
Hey, just real quick, I would like to add that through our own collected monies from the Presidio County Golf Committee, we've already paid for a fleet of Yamaha carts for the golf course as well too. So we have 10 carts being delivered hopefully by Friday. So the idea, Yvonne Lujan started this process about a week and a half ago. But we do have carts in place really just to add full functionality to the golf course and having those before the golf tournament. We probably will be looking to take on some leased golf course, maybe from Fort Stockton, just to accommodate how many players we're gonna have since it's a 3-minute scramble. So yeah, just like Edgar said, we've been taking care of the utilities. We're really kind of performing and acting like we do have kind of the, really just fake it before you make it, I guess you would say. We're really trying to do things and be in preparation to take over this short-term management proposal. So we're kind of already doing the necessary steps to get to that point. And really, we've got everything covered as it goes for full functionality of the golf course, including golf carts, and that's all been taken care of from our own funds.
Okay,
So I would second Commissioner Beebe's motion to table this and with the possibility of a special meeting.
So I have a motion to table. I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then I guess number 9 becomes the same issue.
Yeah,
It's different, but it's similar.
But- so
Commissioner,
number 9 is discussion with action to approve the transfer of assets from Vizcaino Park, North Park to the Presidio County Courthouse. And if y'all will look at the drive with the exhibits that I've listed, that is just dealing with a 2008 Chevrolet truck, a DR trimmer, still leaf blower, still weed eater, and still chainsaw.
I'll remind the court that we have put out the county truck that used to service the courthouse, the 2008 Ford F-350 diesel, has been designated for auction because it's still running well, but it needs $10,000 worth of exhaust work for the exhaust not to clog itself up and kill the motor and the transmission. So this truck from the Vizcaino Park is going to function as it was David Francis's truck. It will not function as the truck that ESOP can use to go get parts from motors and stuff in Alpine. So it's really like we're actually subbing one 2008 for another 2008, but at the end of the day, we get rid of one truck, insurance, tires, battery, everything. We just keep them.
I don't see anything overwhelming on that list that will give me any heartache.
It's just stuff
It's
that is
literally,
extra,
it's a weed eater, it's a blower, and a chainsaw.
and we're keeping it all.
2008 truck.
It's all functional and
We're just
everything
moving it
works.
from the park to the courthouse.
Yeah, it'll be in the barn here. So if somebody needs it for something, in the county, it's available to be used anywhere. It's just it'll live here so that it can stay here. But it's not possessed by the courthouse. It's a county property.
Okay, so any other discussion? I'll entertain a motion.
Well, I'll make the motion that we approve, let's see where the, I'm sorry, I don't have the transfer of assets.
I got it.
Okay.
Good, I got it. I'll make a motion that we transfer the assets from East Saginaw Park North to the Presidio County Courthouse. And that is the.
I'll second that.
So I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
We'll move on to agenda item number 10, the Presidio County Sheriff Danny Dominguez. Number 10, discussion with action to cancel the previous version of the Presidio County contract for jail confinement services with the city of Marfa that was approved on September 10th, 2025.
So I believe this is just housekeeping, y'all, as we discussed at the last meeting. We have to cancel those before we can move on with the new ones. So I would make a motion that we approve the cancellation of the previous version of the Presidio County contract for jail confinement services with the city of Marfa that was approved on September 10th, 2025.
I'll second.
So I have a motion second. Shannon, is there anything you wanted to? That you wanted to add? All right, so we have. All right, so we have a motion, a second, all in favor?
Aye.
We'll move on to agenda item number 11, discussing with action to approve the amended Presidio County contract for jail confinement services with the city of Marfa.
I'll make the motion that we approve the amended Presidio County contract for jail confinement services with the city of Marfa.
I'll second.
Second. Way to go.
A motion, a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Number 13, discussion with action to approve the amended Presidio County contract for jail confinement services with this, well.
Joe, I think we skipped over number 12.
Let me go to number 12 then. Discussion with action to cancel the previous version of the Presidio County contract for jail confinement services with the city of Presidio that was approved on September 10th, 2025.
I'll make the motion to cancel the previous version of the Presidio County contract for jail confinement services with the city of Presidio that was approved on September 10th, 2025.
I'll second it.
I have a motion, a second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I will move on to number 13, discussion with action to approve the amended Presidio County contract for jail confinement services with the city of Presidio.
I'll make the motion that we approve the amended Presidio County contract for jail confinement services with the city of Presidio.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Agenda item number 14, discussion with action to approve the award to Operation Lone Star grant number 5371801 in the amount of $361,948.79.
Yes, sir, good morning.
Right.
So we did submit this grant application back in March, and we did receive, this award for the 361,000. So we're just looking for commissioner for approval to accept that award before the deadline, which is gonna be on October the 13th.
Okay,
Was there any difference from the last year to this year?
We didn't apply for operational star funds in fiscal year 25. The last year that we had them was, fiscal year 24. And we did have a smaller award in fiscal year 24. So this was an increase.
the last one was 280-ish, is that, am I remembering right?
I think it was 180, it wasn't even
180.
200.
Okay.
It was small, and then the two before that were much larger, like 1.4, but that was 2 years rolled together.
Okay. I'll make the motion, we approve the, well, let me ask you, do you have any further comments on this? Do we need to know anything else?
No, sir.
You're running this grant?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. All right, great, thank you. I make the motion, we approve the award for Operation Lone Star Grant number 5371801 in the amount of $361,948.79.
I'll second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shauna.
Okay, we'll move on to the Presidio County Treasurer. Discussion with action to approve a 50-hour pay period position in the tax assessor's office contingent on budget approval by the commissioners.
Morning, commissioners, this is just adding the position to the tax assessor, it's like a part-time, now this is budget-wise. So that's why we need the approval of the court to be looking. I have spoken to Nancy and I think she's excited because tax season is coming up, and I think with the transition of the new software. She needs that extra hands for folding and stuffing those envelopes. So I think this will be a good fit.
No, I think it will, and I know that, especially like there's a constitutional amendment item on there that could create, that's gonna create double the amount of work that's typically done in that office, so. Can you,
Just need the county and the court's approval to be able to add that meeting to her.
I'm happy to make a motion.
Go ahead.
I move that we approve a 50-hour per pay period position in the tax assessor's office contingent upon budget approval by Commissioners Court.
I'd like to second that.
motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Agenda item number 16, discussion with action to approve an asset transfer of one full-size storage cabinet. The barcode is BC 074 from the county attorney's office to the office of the Justice of the Peace Precinct 2.
Just a old cabinet being transferred to a different office.
This is the right way to do it. I'd like to make the motion that we approve the asset transfer of one full-size storage cabinet barcode BC 074 from the county's attorney's office to the office of the Justice of the Peace Precinct 2.
I'll second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Discuss. Agenda item number 17, discussion with action to approve the asset transfer of two filing cabinets. Barcodes BC 081 and serial numbers C9 Edward John Zebra George and C1 Edward John Zebra George from county attorney's office to the tax office.
I'd like to make the motion that we approve the asset transfer of two filing cabinets barcodes BC 081, serial number C9EJZZ. I don't have the DPS number you got, I'm sorry. C9EJZG and C1EJZZ, the county attorney's office to the tax office.
I'll second.
All in favor?
All right.
Do you have anything left in your office, Miss Park?
She's like, I've sent her all the airport stuff and she's scanning it all and giving it all back. She's going paperless. So there'll be no
Yes.
file cabinet.
Yeah, I do still have some filing cabinets. I just, in 2025, all of our court documents are in iDocket. All of my evidence is videos. There's no need for me to print that stuff on paper if it already exists in the computer. So we are going as paperless as possible in our office.
Madam Attorney, may I make a request, because at the next meeting, I am going to be asking for approval of the hiring of a new veteran service officer, and I suspect that this individual will need some filing cabinets, so I'm just gonna, maybe we can talk later. Thank you.
Woo, I only have one left and I don't know when I'm gonna be able to get rid of it. So I'll keep it on I'll keep you on my mind. But these last two were almost the last ones I was getting rid of.
All right. Thank you, Blair.
So I was about to introduce agenda item number 18, discussion with action to approve asset transfer of one cart hanging file barcode ATTY 001 from the county attorney's office to the district attorney's clerk's office.
I'd like to make the motion, we approve the asset transfer of
Oh,
one.
sorry,
cart hanging-
I was on mute. That shouldn't say district attorney. That should say district clerk. That's my bad.
I was gonna ask you that, but that's
Sorry about that. I'm glad I caught you mid motion. Sorry.
I'm gonna ask you the next question. Do we need to postpone this item since it's listed incorrectly on the agenda? Because there is a difference. That one is an internal transfer and one's an external transfer.
I don't think so. There are times where you can make changes to an existing amendment, right? Like you can amend or you can approve a contract with the stated amendments as discussed, right? This is kind of one of those deals. And there's often, this isn't the first time we've come across just little misspellings or whatever. So no, I think as long as you state the motion correctly, I think we're fine.
Okay, I'll take your legal advice.
Okay.
I'd like to make the motion that we approve the asset transfer of one card hanging file barcode ATTY 001 from the county attorney's office to the district clerk's office.
Motion? Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ms. Catania, discussion with action to post a notice of special election for the November 4, 2025 constitutional amendment and certificate of obligation election.
It's just, formality, can't post that.
You have any problems with any of that or?
No.
Discussion.
I'd like to make the motion that we post the notice of special election for the November 4th, 2025 constitutional amendment and certificate of obligation election.
I'll second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Agenda item number 20. Discussion with action to approve the NACO Rural Leaders for Economic Mobility Program grant sub-agreement.
Yeah, so basically, this is just a formality. Ms. Sanchez instructed that it would be best, as always, to get it approved by the court. And this is to approve the initial award of $25,000 for that RLE grant. And that's it.
Hey, Ramon, my only question is, has our attorney looked at this contract or whatever it is?
I have
There's,
seen nothing.
No, but it's an online portal and it was just to attach to the ACH, so they do the transfer. But no, I haven't gotten that initial contract yet.
Yeah, and just all due respect, Ramon, we just want to make sure that our county attorney is reviewing all contracts and agreements so that we're keeping the county in good standing with everything we can. So, I would ask that we table this till the next meeting so that, our attorney can review this.
I would just say something, this is just the payment amounts of what they're saying is the milestone is. Once they receive the countersigned agreement, which Blair will need to look at. And the ACH bank account and the W-9 invoice will receive the $25,000 first payment.
Yes, it's just to accept the money.
So this is just like an invoice?
No, it's not an invoice, it's more of an agreement to say, we're gonna provide you with W-9, the ACH information, so that when I
Gotcha.
pay you, have it.
Yeah, it's
Gotcha.
just to, here is our information, send over the money, basically.
We'll send them an invoice or something.
So,
And then they'll-
My
If-
bad,
if
Ramon.
y'all-
Sorry, I
I
thought
don't-
it was a contract.
I don't have it in front of me, but if it's a very, easy one pager and it doesn't look like something that, you want a lawyer to look at, if it seems pretty straightforward. I think I understand what they're saying it is. It's not,
Yeah.
it's not a contract per se. It's just saying. So, if that's the case and y'all are comfortable with it, or if you want to email it to me really quickly and I can take 5 seconds to look at it, whatever y'all want to do. But I think I understand what
It's
they're
in
doing.
It's in the drive, but
Yeah.
it's in the drive if you have the drive, it's in the drive.
yeah, Karina added the email and what it says.
This is not, this is just a way to submit an ACH form, a W-9
Gotcha.
form. Just the information, so like, it's not a contract, it is just basically says. We're ready to work with you, please give us the W-9 and the ACH, and this is what it is, so I'll make the motion that we,
I do have a motion. to-
go to table, I'm sorry, let me just back up.
I have a motion to table.
I will rescind that motion after receiving more information.
So I have a rescinded motion to table. I'll entertain any other motion.
Okay, I'd like to make the motion that we approve the NACO Rural Leaders for Economic Mobility Program Grant Sub-Agreement.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Agenda item number 21, discussion with action to approve the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Renewal Option Notice Lease Agreement. HSBP 7221 LDA 1185, County of Presidio, Marfa, Texas.
I haven't seen this, so if y'all want to give
So
me
this-
a couple minutes to look on the Google.
We have an agreement for 20 years, I believe the original agreement. They just send us a notice for renewal. If the county wants to cancel, you have to let them know 180 days before the renewal of the agreement. What they're letting us know is pretty much, we're renewing, we don't have money to pay you at the moment, so the same thing happened last year.
So I have a question about that, come on.
Mhm.
I read the agreement, I remember when it came up, this was approved in 2021.
Yes.
20-year agreement with a holdover thing every year to do it. And it is contingent, the federal government, they do say, if we're allowed the funds, we will pay the rent. If we're not allowed the funds, we won't pay the rent.
Right.
But we have the right to go on the property, inspect it and all these things and blah, blah, blah. So I was not aware that last year they did not pay the rent.
No, they did pay.
They did pay the rent.
We did receive payments for every month of the year.
We have received
Yes,
payments from day one of this contract, as far as you know.
yes, sir.
Okay, so now as I said, I read the contract, I remember seeing this before. So basically what they're saying is you have the, we would like to renew this as we have the right to. And we're just, the terms are the same, so we may or may not pay you if we get funding, but we have no reason to believe they won't pay us.
Right.
Okay, and then also I'd like to add that I want to remind the court that back in 2012, I believe it was, could have been 2011. We had a much broader agreement with the Border Patrol to utilize our airport. And the commissioner at the time, Mr. Watts, got crosswise with them and they relocated to Alpine. We lost a lot of money. And I'm not saying this is not directly fuel sales, it's the fire range, right? But I know that our sheriff's office uses this firing range. I know that other law enforcement agencies use this firing range. And I do think that we believe they're gonna pay. But even if we risk them not paying in some portion of time, I do think it's still worth giving them the benefit of the doubt and continuing this contract. That's my personal feeling.
Yeah, and we have received payments from them. It just, right now with the federal government, you don't know, we'll be able to pay on them.
Right,
Yes.
but I'm commenting on
Yes,
this as a resource. I don't use the firing range, I'm not permitted to, right, I'm not a law enforcement person. But I go out there all the time, there are people there all the time. And they do keep it nice and clean and anyway, that's just my observation, I think it's a plus for us.
Okay, so I'm looking at it right now. This is an evergreen contract, which means well, not automatic renewals. They have the option to renew. They are simply letting us know that they are exercising this option to renew. So there is no action on our part because they already have that right and we can't remove that right from them. When they are exercising it. So we're not entering into a new contract. They're just informing us that they're exercising their option to renew the existing contract. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, Madam Attorney, I have a question about that. It's my understanding we do have 180 days notice to tell them to go though. Am I wrong about that? Because I need to know if that's true or not.
Let me get to the termination period. Lessee may terminate. So the lessee, which is not us, can terminate for any reason. In the event that the lessor, which is us, determines that it requires the site for airport use, lessor may terminate this lease by giving at least 180 days prior written notice to the lessee. No rent shall
Okay.
accrue after the effective date. So yes, we can, but we can't do it for no reason. We have to first make a determination that we need that area for the airport's use. And then, yes, so then we can give them 100 days written notice to terminate.
I'll make the comment that in our airport master plan approved by TxDOT Aviation for our FAA grants, there is no future aeronautical use for that property in our master plan for the next 5 to 10 years. So we are not looking at, and I mean, if I'm wrong, Jason's on, he can speak for me, but I know for a fact that we do not have anything happening over there at any time soon, unless we're gonna make the runway longer, which I don't think we're gonna do that at this time. Chase, you're on?
Yes, that's correct. There's nothing in the plan to use that land for airport use.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, this
Jason, I'm
lease
sorry.
is. I was just gonna say this lease was signed in 2022 for 1 year with 19 additional renewal options. That's the government's option to renew. That's essentially similar to a 20-year lease at their option, but they just have to, every year, they have to give us notice that they're taking that option for that next year. That's the kind of the only exception here, is they have to make an affirmative action. But yeah, so that's what this is. As long as we don't terminate and as long as they continue their automatic, I'm sorry, their exercising of their renewals, this lease would go on until 2042.
So am I guessing that we should just, I'd like to move to take no action on this?
Yeah, even if you took action, it wouldn't, we can't remove we can't take that option away from them. It's a contractual option. So this is just letting us know that they're keeping it. So no action needed.
And we just put it on the agenda for the court's knowledge.
Well, thanks, we do need to know these things.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
So it should have been a discussion only.
Yeah,
So-
and now we'll
we
know for
could-
next year that it can be a
Good thing in
inform-
action if we find them.
So Joe, I'd like to move that we take no action on the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Renewal Option Notice Lease Agreement HSBP-7221-L-DA1185, County of Presidio, Marfa, Texas.
I have a motion to table.
I'll second.
I have a second.
Take no action, actually, motion to take no action.
Taking no action and other than a stimulating conversation. So all in favor?
Aye.
Agenda item number 22, review and discuss the City of Marfa Emergency Plan, Damage Prevention Plan, and Public Awareness Program. Okay.
Yeah, Joe, I reviewed this and I know that Jim Mustard is saying there's nothing different, but I think they still have Mandy Roan listed in their contacts. And that's one of the reasons why we're waiting on the marshal's contract is they had wrong information in it. They were looking at Pecos County versus Presidio County. So I just don't know that that really matters, but maybe we can just point that out to the City of Marfa that they need to update their contact information.
I'm good with anything. If you want to table it for next go around, I don't know that it would prohibit anything from happening or what the holdup is, or we can just approve it as is, with the understanding that the point of contacts will be updated.
This is just a comment on this. This is a Texas Railroad Commission requirement for the city of Marfa. I used to be on the city of Marfa natural gas board, and it was the Oklahoma City of Alpine. And every year they have to, you see the ad in the paper, they have to send notices to everybody in the area that is affected by a pipeline. When they talk about the gas pipeline, you're talking about the trunk line that comes in from Fort Davis Highway into Marfa.
Right.
There's a plant that could, then they operate the gas distribution system. The city operates it within the city limits. This is a requirement from the Railroad Commission that they bring this to us to inform us of this. I don't think this is
It's just a review discussion.
there are no
Just
plans
a
for-
review.
There's no plans for expansion to my knowledge. This is also just, this is boilerplate stuff, so I don't see any harm in letting them move ahead with this by approving it, so I'm gonna make the motion we do approve.
It's not an action item.
Right, you're right, so I don't make a motion, I just say, this is nothing for us to worry about, but yeah, we can maybe mention them that they need to update the paperwork.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Would you make a note of that? And I'll reach out to them later this week, just to make them aware of that. Any other discussion with that? We'll move on to department reports, discussion with action to approve the Presidio County Department reports A through L.
I have one comment. On number B, Capital Project Manager Report. Why don't we just call that the Road and Bridge Report? Why is it that?
At one point in time, when Ruben Carrasco was named the road and bridge manager. And we moved from the precinct system to the unit management system for roads. And that was approximately 2012 or 2013 under Judge Hunt. He was also deemed the capital projects manager because it was, at that point in time, the county's capital projects were basically based on road, trying to get a grip on the roads and the road management. I think it's an outdated term, and I don't know that we have. And there's, if like Commissioner Hernandez can speak to the things that we've done with the acequia, which have caused us nothing but trouble in the years. So I don't know if that was part of it back then. Hopefully we've stopped messing around with that stuff. But I do think it's an outdated term, but I think that before you eliminate it, maybe I should bring in Mr. Carrasco to discuss if he has any capital management plans that's working on long term.
Happy to.
Okay.
It was just a question, y'all.
Any other concerns regarding department reports?
No, I've reviewed all the department reports. I do have a question. I mean, I really like the Presidio EMS report and the details going into. I think that's a massive improvement just to see what they're doing, and I'm impressed with that they adopted the software so they can enter the information in and give us so much information. I think that's great. There's one thing I've been thinking about, because I remember when I was on Marfa City Council. For a long time, we were having very, very difficult issues collecting on any invoices we sent for services provided by EMS. And I do remember that at different points in time in my political career, the invoicing for EMS services by the city of Marfa and the city of Presidio sometimes were intermittent and weren't even being attempted. And I would like to know from both entities, the EMS in Marfa and Presidio, if they are trying to bill, how they are doing it, and what collection rate they receive, and if they do send their bills to collections like we do for our JP courts, because I do know that we have a lot of people in our area that utilize both EMS services for essentially a free doctor on call to come to their house, when they feel bad. That's part of what the ambulance is for. But if we're trying to keep our costs on the ambulance, we do need to know on both ambulance services, we do need to know if people are being sent a bill or if they're not. Because if they're not being sent a bill, they have every incentive to call the ambulance every time they feel bad, and that's okay. And of course, you don't have to pay your bill. We're not going to come after you, but it seems to me like one thing we haven't discussed here with our $180,000 per year investment in the EMS services is how much do they actually collect from the services they provide, and are they billing for them? So I'd like to see some more information from both EMSs about that in the future, if possible.
I know the average collection rating with Presidio EMS is about 30%.
30% of $180,000 is quite a bit of money. So I understand. I think I remember when I was on Marfa City Council, our collection rate varied between 25 and 40%. So that may be what you can expect, but that is much more than zero. And I'd just like to get that information so we have it.
I do know that they have those, the software that they're using, it can provide that information. It even tell you what's outstanding, what they even write off. On
It's
this.
impressive. It's good.
I don't know that
That's great. It's a good.
I don't know.
It's a good report.
I think the thing is this is one of those, services that you look at and you're not gonna get your money back.
That's for sure.
You spend, and there's no way, if say you have someone that unfortunately has to make multiple calls for EMS runs. And they haven't paid the first one or the second one or the third one. This is not one of those where, as a EMS first responder, where you have an option to say, well, we're not gonna go till you pay us for that first bill or that second bill or whatever it is.
No, you're right. And it's true. It's the same thing. I experienced the same thing in justice court where you have people who, are driving their license invalid, they still gotta get to work. They've got multiple tickets for multiple jurisdictions. We're not gonna throw them in jail. You can't really keep them from driving their car, a car if they have access to a car. It's just a matter of, without any, if you're not actually trying, then there's no incentive to just avoid, taking advantage of it if it's free. And I'm not saying that, obviously, we're not turning down service for anybody. That's not why there's any necessary business. But I just would like, for my own personal knowledge, so that when we have the agencies come to ask us for money in the future and our bank account begins to run low because of our deficit budgets we adopt every year, I'm gonna need to know that everybody's doing what they can from both agencies until we're able to get an ESD to help offset some of these costs, which of course, in the future, we're gonna have to really put our differences aside and make that happen. That's also not a silver bullet, I'm aware. But there, right now, we're providing more services than the taxes we collect. And as poor as our county is, that won't last forever, so we have to start looking down the line.
So, now I'd like to make a motion that we approve the Presidio County Department reports as presented.
I saw that Karina has a question or a comment.
Well, I just wanted to point out that, the JP's office's reports are gonna be looking different, and they're still figuring that out with the new system.
Right.
So we do have, JP ones, we do not have, JP two yet, she's still figuring everything out, so.
Okay.
Just wanted to let you know that.
Thanks, Carrie.
With regard to the JPs, I went and visited with Judge Marcus the other day. She says the software integration is going very well. And they're very pleased, so it's a relief for all of us.
I went to part of their training that they had in Presidio and same thing, they seem pretty excited about it. It's hard to be impressed by a software that looks like. Yeah. So any other discussion regarding department reports? Motions.
I make a motion that we approve the Presidio County Department reports as presented.
Okay,
I'll say.
I have a motion and second, all in favor. Sorry.
Aye.
Agenda item number 24, administrative updates, announcements from the county judge and commissioners. So, Commissioner Hisler.
Heisler. I'm
Hisler.
gonna work with you on that, Heisler. It is, all I want to report is that I will be putting on the October 22nd for hopefully approval, new Veterans County Services Officer. And I've been having lots of communication with the Texas Commission for Veterans. And one of the things that's really great, I visit with Cabby every time I go down, and Cabby has to catch the tracks at 2:00 in the morning to go to an appointment in El Paso, and he gets home at 11:00 at night. And to me, that's insane. So the Veterans Commission is actually giving me good information on how we can help our veterans to be able to get to doctor's appointments. On top of that, Jeff Davis County, I talked with their veterans officer the other day, and they received a $695,000 grant to help our veterans with their mortgage payments or rent. And that's just a pass-through to where the county pays those mortgage payments and gets reimbursed by the Texas Commission for Veterans. So I have that information to hand out to our VCSO. Other than that, I did go to the Rio Grande COG First Responders Preparedness meeting, and that was really interesting and made a lot of good contacts, and I look forward to attending more of those. So thank you.
There's another steering committee meeting. I'm gonna forward that to Deirdre. She's been wanting to, I've been joining the meetings and listening. I think it needs to be somebody who can make decisions, and I can only pass along the message. So I have forwarded, did I not forward you the recaps? of the meeting one and meeting two. Did y'all
Yes, she
receive those?
did. And now they're in touch with me, Carrie. Thank you so much.
Okay, good. Okay, and then so there was that, and then I also want to, I'm excited to let everybody know that I am doing the training for the website. And it's going really good, if y'all, so excited, I'm just doing county offices so far, and I've updated all the information and. Getting it looking, a little more professional, not everything scattered, every part spaced out, like so. But I'm still in training, but it's going good.
Commissioner Connors?
None.
Commissioner?
I attended, my wife and child and I attended the National Night Out here in Marco last night. Over at the Mac building, and the turnout was giant. It was really fun. Sean was there. It was a real thrill for my daughter to see Paw Patrol and Bunny dressed as a police officer as a bunny. We had a really good time, and there was a really good cross section of folks there. Weather was perfect, fire department was there, DPS was there, getting orders there. Sheriff's office, Marfa PD was doing a raffle. And there was some other agencies there as well. The Baptist Church was giving out nachos and something, snow cones, that was really fun. Anyway, it was really a great time, and so I recommend people attend next year. It was a lot of fun. So a great way to spend a Tuesday night. And we got home before dark, just like we're supposed to. So that was awesome.
Okay. Ms. Katana? Yes.
I just wanna let everybody know that TCDRS will be here tomorrow. We will be here in the judge's office. I kind of did a check with the district court, they have a hearing tomorrow. Harry was kind enough to at last minute that he's your office judge. Thank you for that.
What was that?
At 10.
That's right, okay, thank you.
So their presentation is it's for county employees, their presentation is about an hour long. And Whitney with the security benefits will also be here. That is like an extra retirement, it's not through TCDRS, like county has nothing, but the employee can elect to take out any other time, so she'll be here to explain that a little bit more tomorrow. I just wanted to let.
It's like that 457.
Yes.
I'm the second.
Sure, I won't be here next week, so if anybody has any questions, email me, I'll be available for email.
You're gonna be in the country or out
I'm
of?
gonna be in training
Oh,
in San Antonio.
Ms. Park? Ms. Park, do you have
No,
any-
I had my announcement at the beginning about SB 22, so I've expended that. Thank you.
Okay. So, just a shout out to the Alpine Lions Club. I assisted yesterday. They went and did eye exams for all the elementary kids. 460 of them. And I actually helped with, jotting down their little eyesight as they were coming through there, but it really gave me a boost of energy to see those little kids and how excited they are to be in school and young little growing kids, so. The other one is, I know there's been a couple of discussions about the cybersecurity program and we're at the tail end of this, of the program that we were allotted for. And I don't want to get anybody riled up over this, but we were at the county judges and commissioners conference in Terlingua, and we met with Dr. Toploff. Dr. Toploff is the provost for the Angelo State University. He also is a recipient, he and his company, of a cybersecurity grant issued through DIR through the state of Texas. And they continue to increase the number of participants that they have, governmental entities that are taking advantage of this system that allows for free cybersecurity. As long as you're a county government, a municipal government, and I want to say that they're up to. He said he gained another 20 customers after that conference. I know you were there, Commissioner Vivian. I know you heard it. I'm going to be inviting him to attend our next Commissioners Court. It does not absolutely obligate us to anything. As a matter of fact, it's like a lot of things. It sounds too good to be true. I understand they have a very robust command center in Angelo State. I've been invited to it. Not sure when I can attend, but I encourage any of you, if you do, let me know and I'll put you in contact with them so you can go look to see how they work. But just to, if you have any questions about cybersecurity and you're concerned about, are we exposed? Have them ready for that meeting.
Judge, may I say something real quick? I forgot. So I have a meeting with Mark today, actually today after this meeting, to talk about cybersecurity. As you know, we are paying quite a bit of money through the grant for cybersecurity purposes. Because the grant ended, we'll have to kind of figure out a plan to continue to be secured. And how we can save some money for the county in that area. So that would be a good idea. That information that you're providing, if you can share with us,
Yes.
so I can share with Mark and maybe he can come up with a plan.
Yeah.
And then I'll be bringing up something to the court to see what we can do, because it's obviously, it's not a budgeted item, it's expensive. It's about $50,000 a year.
So what I'll tell you, and I think there could be something, and this is way too early. But I know that this what I'm gonna call a far west Texas push for cybersecurity, they're trying to grow. I think they're as far south now, I think in Pecos County, but they do Palm Green County, City of San Angelo, Angelo State University, they do Big Lake, they do all that local area, and they're trying to go across road. Maybe we can make arrangements with Mark comes on as a consultant. It's way too early to say anything like that. But I do know that sometimes we start thinking, somebody's invading my territory. But if there's a mechanism out there, we can take it, kind of the state is funding.
Exactly, yes. It's obviously best if we don't have to pay as much as we are currently paying. So it's always an option.
Okay.
One of the, I mentioned with the same conversation. One of the takeaways from that, as far as like something that doesn't cost you anything, department heads that you can do. And for me as a commissioner, basically I'm dealing with my cybersecurity experience with regard to county is mostly email. But like in the JP office, there's all kinds of programs you have to use. All kinds of, you've got your collections program, you've got your ticket program, you got Adobe DC Pro, you got all this Microsoft Word. They said that the basics, what the first thing you can do, just something very simple to keep things secure, is make sure that every website you're using on a computer, you use two-factor authentication. It's best not to use the cell text thing. It's better to use an authenticator like Duo or Authy. That's something you can do very easily that costs nothing. To set up the more sophisticated and more modern two-factor authentication for all of your websites that you visit if you're on a county computer or doing county business on your own computer. And or cell phone. That's free. So, but not every website has it the same way, so you have to take some time. But that is something that every single one of us here as elected officials and county employees can look into. To make sure that at least if your office has a problem, it's not because of you. So. That's one of the takeaways that costs us nothing and doesn't require outside help that we can't do.
I know they were using an example of some small community that had just been hacked, and it cost them something like $2 million just to get
their stuff back.
Just to get their stuff back.
Yeah.
So it is one of those things. The threat is real, it is happening. And we can't let that. We don't want to put ourselves in that situation. I don't have anything else unless somebody has something for me. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'd like to move that we adjourn, and I just want to mention that it's 11:19. This is the quickest meeting we've ever had.
I had a motion, a second. I don't know if it's the quickest one, but it was pretty quick.
Aye.
It's 11:19 a.m.
Thank you.